What if I told you the secret to escaping the 9-to-5 grind was quietly hiding in the cobblestone streets of Europe? Not in a luxury villa or a billion-dollar tech startup, but in tiny apartments, bicycles, and something far more powerful, a different mindset. This isn't just a story about money. It's about reclaiming your time, your freedom, your life. In this video, we're going to take you through the European roadmap to financial freedom, from how young professionals and digital nomads are rewriting the rules of work and wealth, to the surprising systems and strategies that are quietly transforming lives across the continent. So if you're stuck in the rat race and wondering if there's a smarter way out, this might just be the video that changes everything. Let's begin. Forget the Instagram version of financial freedom. It's not yachts or passive income screenshots. In its purest form, financial freedom means having enough income to cover your needs, without being chained to a job you hate. And in Europe, this idea isn't new, it's just built differently. In the US, hustle culture glorifies 80-hour work weeks. In contrast, countries like Germany, the Netherlands, and Sweden have long championed the concept of balance, working less, living more. In fact, the average work week in the Netherlands is just 29 hours, the shortest in the developed world. Yet it ranks among the highest for happiness and productivity. So what gives? Europeans don't work harder, they just work smarter. The American dream tells you, work hard, get rich, retire. The European mindset says, design a life you don't need a vacation from. Here's the difference. Americans build wealth to escape work. Europeans build lives where work doesn't dominate everything. This subtle shift has created a generation of Europeans quietly reaching financial independence, not through massive wealth, but through lifestyle optimization. They downsize, they rent instead of own, they cycle instead of drive, and they invest not just in markets but in their time. It's not about being rich, it's about being free. FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. You may have heard of it in Silicon Valley, but in Europe, it's got a different flavor, leaner, simpler, more grounded. Meet Sophie, a 33-year-old in Berlin. She earns a modest salary as a UX designer but lives in a shared flat, cycles everywhere, and invests 60% of her income into index funds. Her goal? Reach FIRE by 40. Or Thomas, a Dutch remote worker who moved to Portugal, cut living expenses by 40%, and now lives comfortably on part-time freelance gigs while building his investment portfolio. These aren't tech millionaires. They're ordinary people using extraordinary discipline. Unlike many parts of the world, Europe has infrastructure built for financial flexibility. Healthcare is largely universal, removing the job lock fear. Public transport and walkable cities eliminate the need for car ownership. Affordable education means fewer student loans. Worker protection laws support sabbaticals, side hustles, and part-time transitions. Let's take Finland as an example. With strong social systems and a culture that values rest, Finland has become a breeding ground for young people pursuing freedom early. They take career breaks, try new things, travel, reset, and still come back stronger. But here's the truth. Most people will never escape the 9-to-5. Why? Because we've been conditioned to chase status over freedom, fear slowing down, spend what we earn. Even in Europe, consumerism is creeping in. Fast fashion, lifestyle inflation, endless scrolling, it all feeds into a cycle that keeps people working just to stay afloat. The real challenge? Shifting the mindset? That financial freedom isn't about having more, it's about needing less. If you want to break free, you need to do what most won't. Get uncomfortable, cut expenses, ditch status games, redefine success. Learn skills, invest early, build online income streams, writing, freelancing, teaching, digital marketing. Here's what worked for Lena, a former marketing exec in London who now lives in a quiet Spanish town running a one-person content agency. She works 4 hours a day, earns less than before, but has time, peace, and control. Or Johan, who ditched his corporate life in Stockholm and now owns 3 tiny rental properties in Croatia, enough to live on forever. Their secret? They didn't wait to be rich. They designed a rich life. Europe isn't perfect, but its model offers hope. Financial freedom doesn't have to look like retirement in Bali. It could be freelancing from a flat in Budapest, or teaching online from a train in Switzerland, or taking summers off in Greece because your expenses are low and your income is remote. This isn't fantasy. This is happening, right now. With remote work rising, borderless banking, minimalist living, and a growing FIRE movement in countries like Spain, Estonia, and France, the blueprint is becoming clearer. Escaping the 9-to-5 isn't easy, but it's more possible than ever, especially if you're willing to learn from those quietly winning in Europe. You don't need millions. You need a plan, you need discipline, you need the courage to step away from the script. Because financial freedom isn't about money, it's about choice. And that choice might just start with a train ticket, a cheap apartment, and a belief that there's more to life than hustle. If this inspired you, the next video will show you the exact steps to create a freedom-first budget, even if you're living paycheck to paycheck. Watch it now.